Hello, Manhattan. Welcome to another exciting week here on Channel 8 News. I'm Courtney Liebel.
And I'm Matt Spooner. We have a packed show today, so stick around.
Coming up on today's show, we'll get a behind-the-scenes look at how the women's rowing facility is benefiting the team.
How some K-State students reacted to a recent partying video that went viral.
And a follow-up on last week's touching story about a woman's brave fight against cancer.
All this and more coming up on Channel 8 News.
This is Channel 8 News, KKSU LP. For Manhattan and Riley County. From Kansas State University, this is Channel 8 News.
Well, it's definitely feeling like you would expect in the month of November.
Is it looking like fall out there, Alex?
It is looking a little more like the wintry conditions than fall, as it is gloomy, it is cold. No rain right now outside, though, which is the good thing, but it looks like it might warm up a little bit and get sunny, so stay tuned. Back to you, Matt and Courtney.
Thanks for the report, Alex. Hopefully the weather will give us some nice fall days so we can all enjoy the beautiful leaves. RCPD responded to a complaint of aggravated battery on the 1100 block of Vatier shortly after midnight last Friday. Police spoke with 19-year-old Ryan Pauley of Manhattan, who stated he was battered at a house party by two unknown males wearing Halloween costumes. Pauley sustained injuries to his nose and face.
The subjects were reported as being approximately 5'8", between 5'8" and 6'3", approximately 200 pounds. One of the subjects was wearing a black wig. Officers are asking for assistance by contacting Manhattan-Riley County Crime Stoppers. An aggravated burglary was filed on November 2nd on the 2800 block of Blakewood Place between 4 and 7 a.m. An unknown subject made an entry into a residence.
Several items were stolen, including several tablet computers, a television, money, and a mobile phone, totaling in nearly $3,000. RCPD encourages those with any information to call RCPD or the Manhattan-Riley County Crime Stoppers. Speaking of all the break-ins, our own Channel 8 reporter, Zach Doherty, talks to some locals that have been directly affected.
Manhattan, Kansas, just a quiet Midwestern town, right? Not exactly. Multiple vehicle break-ins and burglaries have taken its toll lately in Manhattan. Here's one college student's personal experience on how it has affected him. It's as effortless as twisting the doorknob and walking into an apartment. But not everyone walking in is welcomed. In the dead of night, multiple burglaries were reported, including Logan Tommy's apartment. Logan and his neighbors went out to Aggieville just like any other weekend night. This time things were a little bit different when they arrived home.
Well, I guess they just walked in because we usually leave the door unlocked since we're right in Aggieville, so we're only like a block and a half away most of the time.
$1,800 worth of items was taken from Logan.
Over here, my iPad was sitting on the coffee table, and my Xbox and my iPod were all gone when I got back.
Logan was very distraught over the break-in and said he will surely remember to lock his door in the near future.
The only thing insurance is covering is my laptop, so I have about $1,000 that I'm not getting back.
This was not the only disturbance in the area. Close to the complex on 11th and Fremont Street, there were reports of 7 different break-ins of vehicles. Criminals can easily get around the locked doors with a simple rock and see what you have hiding in your back seat. According to police, one person has been brought into custody. It has been confirmed that this person is connected with Fort Riley. The suspect says he is not alone in committing burglary, and police have failed in finding the accomplice.
I feel like I'm supposed to feel safe with Army people around, but then I find out that they're coming into our homes and robbing us.
This goes for a reminder for everyone to lock your doors when you leave or even when you go to bed. Logan's neighbors reported that some of their items were even taken while they were sleeping.
I'll definitely be locking my doors from now on. Thanks for the information, Zach.
We're going to take our first commercial break. Don't touch that remote. Coming up next is the follow-up from last week's heartwarming story of a mother's battle with cancer.
Around here, school pride isn't just some slogan on a t-shirt. It's the spirit that comes from understanding we are stronger when we're together. That's the essence of K-State Proud. a nationally recognized student-led fundraising campaign. In just 6 years, K-State Proud has helped raise more than $500,000 to help students who need it most and appreciate it best. Think of it as Philanthropy 101. K-State Proud. It's just one more way the Kansas State family treats one another, well, like family. Where there's a Wildcat, there's a way. It was a routine grain elevator inspection until the explosions began. Until a blast tossed him more than 300 feet. Then it became the event that changed Kevin Saunders forever. The body of this K-State alum was broken, but his spirit, well, that spirit not only survived, it thrived. Against all odds, Saunders transformed himself into the world's greatest wheelchair athlete, one of America's premier motivational speakers, and the first Paralympian appointed to the President's Council on Physical Fitness, Sport, and Nutrition. Where there's a Wildcat, there's a way.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Courtney Liebel.
And I'm Matt Spooner. Remember to follow us at Twitter at Channel 8 KSU and on Facebook, Channel 8 News KSU. If you tuned in last week, you may remember our story about a K-State student and mother battling cancer.
Once again, our own Channel 8 reporter Kathy Dahl has the update on the woman who has been in our thoughts.
With her belongings packed, Tina Sheave said goodbye to her family in a very unusual way by allowing her husband and 2 boys to cut her hair. It wasn't easy to do. Her hair has been a source of comfort for 11-year-old Trenton and 8-year-old Torin their whole lives. But it was something Tina needed to do.
I know that I'm going to lose it, and it's the last piece of control that I have.
Tina was prepared for this from her previous experience with breast cancer. There were smiles and photos and lots of tears. But the tenderness and love of this family lit the room.
It takes a long time to take hair off, doesn't it?
Not the
medicine in time? I did.
When the haircut was done, Tina and her boys exchanged gifts.
Come here. No matter what, always do your best. Never give up.
Tina was admitted to KU Med Center on Wednesday, October 30th. She began chemotherapy that day in preparation for her bone marrow transplant. Tina has been sharing on her private Facebook page that she remains in good spirits. For Channel 8 News, this is Kathy Dahl reporting.
Kathy is currently at KU Med, where Tina is undergoing bone marrow treatment to tackle this nasty disease.
We're now joined by Channel 8 reporter Claire Carlson and some K-State students that actually enjoy being quizzed.
That's right, guys. This is Ben Dietrich. Welcome to the set, Ben. Can you tell us about what it's like to be on K-State's Quiz Bowl team?
Well, it's a really fun organization to be part of. We're entirely student-run. We practice twice a week, go to several tournaments a year. As far as the competition, I often describe it as like Jeopardy with teams. We answer questions about a variety of academic subjects, from history to literature to geography, science, and it's just a great way to have fun and learn about a lot of subjects.
And about how many K-State students are involved with the Quiz Bowl team?
Well, we've got probably about 12 or 15 students that are involved and come to practice and go to tournaments and
Do you have any tournaments coming up?
Well, we just had a tournament last weekend at Truman State in Missouri. Probably our next tournaments will be in February, but we are hosting a tournament this weekend here at K-State, and it's the first one we've hosted in 5 years, so we're really excited about that.
That's awesome. And where on campus will the competition be at?
We'll be having it in the Student Union on the second floor, so not a lot of people watch Quiz Bowl, but I guess if anyone's interested, they can stop by.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Ben. Courtney and Matt, back to you guys.
We're taking our next break, but get ready for our Humane Society guest up next.
Wired Magazine calls him the Explainer. His students call him amazing. Over 20 million YouTube views show that Associate Anthropology Professor Michael Wesch is transforming higher education. Translated to more than 20 languages and counting, Professor Wesch's teachings still share one common voice: passion. And whether you're learning live or online, that passion is contagious. And that passion is one of the leading reasons Kansas State University is first among U.S. public research universities in producing U.S. Case Carnegie Professors of the Year. Where there's a wildcat, there's a way. Nearly 150 years ago, the first native limestone was carved into the campus of Kansas State University. Since that time, K-State has known what it takes to rise to the challenge. Now, we're challenging ourselves to become a top 50 public research university by the year 2025. To reach that status, our research dollars, endowment, career award winners, and patents are growing to match our internationally recognized programs and research. K-State 2025 is more than a challenge, it's a commitment. A commitment we'll keep. Because where there's a wildcat, there's a way.
Welcome back. We're joined on set with Dr. Lisa Pullman of the Humane Society. Who'd you bring with you today?
This is Wendy, and Wendy is about 2 to 3 years old. We don't know exactly her history because she came to us from another shelter. And she had a couple of some kittens at the shelter, and they didn't have place for her anymore. And if they couldn't find a place for her, another rescue to take her, then she was going to have to be euthanized. So we took her along with one kitten, and she's ready to be adopted now. So we're looking for a home. She's a lovely cat.
What kind of cat is she?
She's just a domestic short hair. And come on, sweetie. Yeah, just run-of-the-mill domestic short hair. She's fully vetted, chipped, shots, everything, but very, very sweet, very timid.
So if someone wants to adopt her, what would they have to do?
Call the Riley County Humane Society. You can call us. We have a website, and so you can email us on info. We also have links to adopting a pet, and she would be on Pet Finder as well.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
For all the tailgaters and football games, you might have noticed the new building on Kimball Avenue.
Well, that small building is a very unusual facility inside. Channel 8 reporter Claire Carlson stopped by to see just who's going to be hanging out there.
The athletes in the building don't look like your typical basketball, volleyball, or track stars, but this is a group of very powerful athletes. It's a race across open water for the ultimate team sport. Women's rowing. 8 rowers, 1 coxswain, 1 boat. First one to cross the finish line wins. But when storms and lightning hit the Manhattan area, where would the team practice? Either you don't, or you practice indoors. K-State rowers now have the ability to practice inside at their brand new facility. The rowers' new home is just east of Bill Snyder Family Stadium and features 40 erg machines, 2 tanks, and a locker room. Maggie Murray is one of the women's team captains. She works out on these machines to stimulate rowing on the water. These machines are also used to hold practice during the winter months or when lightning strikes the Manhattan area.
On the water, and when the water was frozen over or when winds were too bad, we had no way to practice our technique and our form in the boat. And so having this tank in here really offers us the opportunity.
There are over 90 women on the K-State women's rowing team, and the facility allows them a spot to call their very own.
This has just been ridiculous. We're so thankful and so grateful, and we know that we just have such positive things to come.
Those girls really look like they have a passion for what they do. How was it inside there?
Well, it was really impressive to watch the power that Maggie had in each stroke while she was rowing in the tank, but she even let me try, and it is definitely not as easy as it looks.
Thanks, Claire. The rowing team is done competing for this semester, but be sure to look out for them next spring.
The Middle Eastern news organization Al Jazeera America recently produced a story on alcohol consumption and the hooking up culture at universities across America.
They traveled to the University of Kansas, where they were invited to a college house party prior to a home football game.
Blackout,
we just like to drink together.
It's good.
A couple that blacks
We've been dating for 3 years.
Okay, well, a couple that blacks
I love
out
waking
together
up next
stays
to her,
together.
so,
Don't you think?
These were some of the scenes and quotes found in the 2-part series on the Al Jazeera America website. The title of the series, What Role Does College Partying Play in Sexual Assault?, explore the ideas of how alcohol consumption can influence decision-making when college students hook up at universities.
Some viewers of the series feel as though this has put the University of Kansas in a bad light, since all of the partygoers are wearing school apparel. According to statements put out by the university, these videos do not represent the university as a whole, and parties like this do occur at other college campuses.
Channel 8 News had two Kansas State students, Brian Brockelman and Blair Conzel, sit down and watch the videos for their first time to get their reactions on the situation that now faces the students and administration of Kansas University.
I would not want someone to come to my university and display my logos and my university to the entire country as a party school.
I was pretty surprised. It kind of blows my mind that students wouldn't realize that that's a bad move, not only for themselves but for the university and just kind of the image it presents. So yeah, I was surprised.
We're going to take a quick break, but coming up we'll have a recap of K-State sports.
State University's PowerCat Financial Counseling presents SALT, a game-changing financial tool. It's simple, useful, and best of all, free for K-State students and alumni. SALT provides personal money coaches, help with student loans, and a wide range of career opportunities. Go online to kstate.edu/SALT and see what SALT is all about. Get money smart today.
Since opening its doors, the International Animal Health and Food Safety Institute has had literally thousands of people take advantage of the facilities and academic programs that are being developed. K-State Olathe offers a unique opportunity for scientists from industry and academia to work side by side, focused on addressing real-life issues and training the workforce. Progress is being achieved. K-State Olathe, now open for business.
And we're back with our weather reporter, Alex Ayton. What can we expect for the rest of the week, Alex?
We can expect a lot of sunshine in the rest of the week, but how's today going to fare? That's the question. So let's go ahead and take a look outside. And as you can see, it's a little bit gloomy out right now. The good thing is that there is no rain. But let's go ahead and take a look at the national map here in the country. So we, as you can see in the west. Okay, you can see it in the west coast that it is kind of sporadic all over the place, as we have 49 in rain in Seattle, but we also have 81 and sun in Los Angeles. As you can see here in Kansas, Manhattan it's cloudy right now, about in the 50s, and a little bit of rain possible in the morning, but this afternoon sun might come out a little bit, might have a little bit of that. And then also in Topeka, better chance of rain with the high of 48. But let's go ahead and take a look at Kansas and see what we have there. As you can see, it's pretty much the 50s, clouds, a little bit of rain. Like I said, the sun might pop out from time to time. And let's take a look at the 5-day forecast, as we're going to have a highs of upper 50s, low 60s here in the national forecast, with lows anywhere ranging from the mid 30s to the low 40s. That is all I have from here. Back to you, Matt and Courtney.
With the weather getting colder, it may be a good idea to think about getting your flu shot. Lafine is welcoming walk-ins on Thursdays from now until December 12th.
The clinic will be open 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. The cost for students is $15 and $20 for all others. Well, it's time for our sports update. How did our Wildcats do this past week, Emily?
A few K-State sports are about done with their season, while others are just beginning. On Saturday, the football team honored soldiers out of Fort Riley in their annual Fort Riley Day at Bill Snyder Family Stadium. The team wore helmets with a purple camo PowerCat as a sign of appreciation as they took on the Iowa State Cyclones. K-State scored first with a touchdown from senior John Hubert and held momentum for a majority of the game. 3 more touchdowns were scored in the fourth quarter by Hubert, Thompson, and Rose. The Cats gave up their only points and a fumble in the fourth quarter to give a final score of 41-7. K-State will face Texas Tech in Lubbock on Saturday. The K-State women's basketball team defeated the University of Alaska Anchorage Seawolves 73-65 in their final warm-up game before the start of the regular season. The Wildcats struggled for the first half, then took the lead into the second half. Senior Katya Like scored 12 straight points to take the lead for the Wildcats. K-State opens their regular season on Friday at Bramlage against Tennessee State. The men's team took on Pittsburgh State on Friday and defeated them 75-54. K-State freshman Wesley Inyuendo took on the Wildcats, led 38-22 at half. They came out strong in the second half, allowing every K-State player who dressed to get involved in the game. The men's regular season begins Friday against Northern Colorado at Bramlage. Steve Fiziak accepted the Alumni Merit Award recently at the Eisenhower Circle celebration. Fiziak is a 77 graduate of K-State. The celebration took place at the Alumni Center and featured Fiziak on his achievement for his work in broadcasting. Steve Fiziak, a recognizable voice to many, our very own Channel 8 reporter Shelby Brunk, got the chance to meet the voice himself.
So some may be wondering how a K-State journalism student went from sitting in the classroom to becoming the voice of the Kansas City Royals.
And pitch. And there's strike three called. DeJesus argues with Gibson. The one pitch to Perez. Swung on and drilled to left and deep. That's a way back and it's gone. A home run for coming home. Here's the throw to the plate. It is in time. They got him. Gordon's done it again, his 17th assist. Can you believe it?
This is where Steve Fiziak lives out his dreams. Dreams he developed as a K-State student, hoping to one day make it back to cheering for his hometown team, the Kansas City Royals.
As the season progressed, the ratings increased, and they were up 70% this year, not because of who was broadcasting, but because the team was good. You want to watch a winner.
Along with a successful season, ratings hit an all-time high for Fox Sports Kansas City, ratings which Fiziak credits to a thriving team.
Everything surrounds success. The reason Bill Snyder Stadium is packed is because the Kansas State Wildcats have been successful. He's taken them to 14 bowl games. The reason our ratings are up is because we've got a good product.
Fiziak began broadcasting not because he loved it, but because he had a passion for sports. That passion began at Kansas State University.
Kansas State didn't make me a sports broadcaster, but it gave me the opportunity to be a sports broadcaster.
Fiziak got his start by working for KSDB and eventually landed in Los Angeles, calling play-by-play for the Angels. But even among the triumphs and trials, Fiziak still had a love for the game.
Say yes to everything. Just continue to work on your craft, and along the way, you'll discover what it is that is passionate to you.
Fiziak didn't hit a home run in the first attempt in his career, but continued to pursue and is now living out a sportscaster's dream. From Kansas City, Missouri, I'm Shelby Brunk, Channel 8 News. I really enjoyed getting a first-hand experience in Steve's world. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Shelby, for that report. We are going to take our last commercial break, and we'll be right back with one last look at the weather.
I like K-State mainly for the family atmosphere.
Once you're here, you're greeted with a smiling face. You could step onto K-State's campus and feel that without even talking to anyone, that it's welcoming.
The administrators and faculty, they remember your name.
Anywhere you go, someone's there to help you and to smile at you.
Half of campus is going to be wearing purple, and you know that there's that K-State pride.
It's really evident that you can do something and you can be somebody and you can really define yourself here.
I'm a part of the campus.
K-State to me is home.
And that kind of gives me a sense of place.
A Wildcat legacy from generation to generation.
Where my grandfather went to school.
Where my mother went to school.
It's a legacy scholarship program started by the K-State Alumni Association, specifically for the children and grandchildren of K-State alumni. When you buy a K-State license plate, you fund legacy scholarships.
Show your purple pride and be a part of the Wildcat legacy.
Who is going to help safely feed 9 billion people in the year 2050? Who will design sustainable cities that can flourish? Who is going to shed light on dark matter and origins of the universe? Where will we teach the scientists who will engineer our future? At one of the world's top research universities, Kansas State University.
Once again, we would like to remind you that the benefit for Tina is this Friday at Kreitz Bar and Grill and will include karaoke and a silent auction to help her family pay for the treatment. Let's hear one last time from Alex about the current weather. How's campus looking out there?
It is still gloomy. It is still cloudy out here, but no rain, which is the good news. Hopefully, a little bit later in the day, the clouds will break up a little bit. We can get a little sun to come out and to make it warmer out here. So we'll just see what happens. But back to Matt and Courtney in studio.
So that benefit for Tina, it really looks like a good cause.
Oh yes, definitely. That definitely is a worthy cause, and we hope that everything goes great at KU Med. Oh, yes, and the benefit will include karaoke and an auction.
Might have to stop by for that karaoke. Probably won't be very good if I try to sing, but...
Yeah, we are going to go to one last commercial break. And thank you here.
Kansas State University's PowerCat Financial Counseling presents SALT, a game-changing financial tool. It's simple, useful, and best of all, free for K-State students and alumni. SALT provides personal money coaches, help with student loans, and a wide range of career opportunities. Go online to kstate.edu/SALT and see what SALT is all about. Get money smart today.
K-State Student Radio brings every game to K-State fans on the Wildcat 91.9.
Line's going to take a pitch out to the right. Hubert dices his way up and into the end zone for the Wildcat touchdown. Takes the snap. He's going to roll out. He's going to throw deep over the middle of the field for Tyler Lockett. Catches it. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Kansas State.
For all of your K-State sports coverage, tune into the Wildcat 91.9.
Welcome back. So, did you hear that for the women's basketball game on Friday, they're giving away free bacon to the students?
I heard a little something about that. That sounds pretty cool. I mean, free t-shirts are nice, but free bacon, I mean, who doesn't love that?
Exactly.
And that weather is a little chilly this morning. I, of course, didn't bring an overcoat like an idiot, but, I thought this thick suit jacket here would keep me warm, but it didn't work very well. How about you?
I actually did bring a coat this morning, and I was still pretty cold. And then last night, it was raining pretty much all night, and so that made it that much worse and that much colder.
Yeah, too bad I don't have a fur coat like that cute little kitty cat that was in here earlier. Maybe I would deal with this weather a little better. But,
I mean, that cat, it was just so cute.
Yes, it was. I had one growing up, and I sure miss her to this day. But
I didn't have any cats.
Did you have a dog?
I had a lot of dogs.
Okay.
I still have a lot of dogs. I have 2, actually.
Okay.
My mom just sent me a picture of it the other day, and it's a Halloween costume.
Okay. Well, I'm opposed to putting dogs in costumes, but that's all for us today here on Channel 8 News. Thank you for joining us.